I live within a quarter of a mile of the city centre. I come in probably 2 or 3 times a week to the market to shop and to the bank.
Almost daily, and certainly 3 or 4 times a week.
Well, I work over in the marina, so I come over into central town a couple of times a week, maybe.
Usually about 3 or 4 times a week.
I'd like to see them reused and refurbished. I have a whole range of ideas around using young people. Schools do school-based enterprises. They could have an opportunity to trade in a city centre. You could have apprentices. Young people could learn skills about carpentry and plumbing and tiling, and you could use them to support people refitting businesses. And I think you could use arts as a regenerator, Folkestone as a triennial, and it seems to be regenerating large parts of Kent.
I think whilst they're waiting for new investors, that possibly more creative things could be done with them. They could either be loaned out on short-term loans to charities or art collectives, or people who wanted to try maybe a little entrepreneurial startups, maybe younger people who were looking to kind of build up their skills or try new ideas. I think more creative use could be made of them.
More help for shops, for new businesses, cheaper rents, helping find premises that requires everybody's need. That's a good question. Absentee landlords, I think there should be more guidelines and control over them, to be honest. They're just letting properties these days go to ruin, where they could be help supporting not just myself but other local entrepreneurs that are out there and wanting to do something, getting themselves back into work. That's the big point.
I think Camden Council put double the rent on second homes and absentee landlords. So if you double the rent and rates, they would make them more active in seeking tenants, in reducing bills and in refurbishing buildings. I think you should put up the rates for empty buildings and absentee landlords.
I think it would be good if absentee landlords were perhaps after a period of time, enforced to sell on these properties to at an economic price to people that could do something with them.
I think it's positive. I mean, I volunteer for Locus International, who do art across the city. We've seen the artworks around, and they've got international artists now who are creating artworks in the city on High Street. And also this month, Beep Portrait Prize has been held there as well, which is a big prize in Wales for painting, which is really positive. So I think art on High Street is great to see. I think it's picking up now, and there's lots of new coffee cafes down there and businesses, and so yeah, I think it's positive.
I think it's improving. I'm pleased to see more arts and different spaces. I think it's getting better.
Yeah, I think at the moment it's doing quite well, but there is room for improvement always. There's always room wherever you are across the board. There's always room for important points is improvement in local communities. That's the key. That's where things should be focused. Helping youngsters, regenerating them work.
I think people's civic pride comes with the football and the sports in the city. I think people genuinely proud to be living in the city. On this building they had their hearts and people said what they liked about it. Dylan Thomas stuff. And I do think people care. I'm part of Discovery and they've been doing clean-ups and beach cleans and stuff and trying to link the university with the town. So I do think there's some issues around the nighttime economy in Wine Street, but I think it's generally all right.
Yes, definitely. I think it's all of our responsibility to take care of our city centre. But in order to do that, I think sometimes we need a bit of help, a bit of incentivisation. But yes, it is everyone's duty, everyone's responsibility.
Well, the traffic system's a bit of a nightmare. The Kingsway is a death trap. I don't think parking's that expensive, having lived and worked in other places. People talk about parking, but it seems reasonable value to me. But yeah, the traffic system is, and can we stop some of the roadworks soon?
I try and organise some of the road systems better, again. but actually have it more pedestrian, because it seems all the journeys take much longer and it's very hard for pedestrians to get about. To get from the city down to the sea is really difficult. For me to walk to Sainsbury's is a kind of obstacle course, really.
Would be really nice to do something with some of the beautiful buildings that we've got that have fallen into disrepair, like the Palace Theatre or the Labour Exchange Bingo Hall up on High Street. That would be my kind of priority, I think, and also to make it a lot friendlier zone for bikes as well. There's a lot of other cities in Europe that have concentrated on kind of bike and pedestrian friendly core of the city centre, which I think is a really good idea.
I think that Swansea City Council should be more involved with the art school and promoting further possibilities of cultural events and happenings.
More help, as I say, for small businesses like myself. I mean, I would love nothing more to have a local shop in the high street.
Well, you know, take pride in things that are good here. Don't mess those up. I mean, the market, it's great that it's been re-roofed. When it was pouring down the other day, that, you know, there was drips and buckets in there. People are still quite cheerful about it, but that's a great asset. I think the redevelopment of the Docklands, the brownfield sites are also a very positive move.
Maybe put an end to the roadworks so that it was a lot easier for people to drive into the city centre. I know I've talked to a lot of people in Cardiff who won't visit Swansea at all because it's such a pain to drive into, especially if you've got children with you or something like that.
I'd like them to invest in young people, really. I think it's a great idea. I think the city centre is dominated by cars and a kind of racetrack feel to it. It's quite hard for pedestrians. Be more attractive if people could come into the city that isn't dominated by roadworks.
I think it's quite vibrant. I think things are happening. Some of them the right things.
One word to describe Swansea. Oh, it's amazing.
Eclectic.